Here's how you get your first Airbnb rental arbitrage property in less than 8 days. So I wanted to bring a new student on to share with you guys at his property right here, coming in from North Carolina and basically closing this rental that behind us in less than 10 days. We got it sealed, signed, delivered, keys in hand. Lenny's a superstar. So I wanted to just kind of do a quick Q&A to share with you guys some of the things that you can do and how the process started and basically how he got his first deal so quickly. So Lenny, coming into the program, and I know you had mentioned this, you really weren't, really interested. I say you were interested in Airbnb, but you said you weren't even thinking about it. So what was the...
Yeah, so originally I had kind of thought about building a house and on some land that I owned.
Right.
And basically I was going to build I don't know if you've seen these tiny shed homes.
Tiny homes everybody's doing, yeah.
So it's about 40 grand to get one built. I already had land and I was going to do that and just put in an Airbnb. So you're looking at 40 grand. So then I got to talking to another student and he was mentioning to me the arbitrage and kind of how it was working, and it just made more sense to go this route as opposed to trying to build a house and spending 40 grand. So I signed up and I got involved. I started watching the first videos. I watched the first videos within, maybe an hour of signing up.
You were in the course within an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
He's so quick.
So quick. I'd watched the first video, signed up, and while I was on the very first training call, the Zoom call, and he was showing me how to go into Zillow, I started on Zillow, started doing it, and while I was on that first call, I bet I knocked out 10 houses just like that. And the key that I found to the success of this is to don't overthink it. Just go in, put the script in there, choose the houses, and just do it. Don't think about the price. Don't think about the cost. Just do it until you start getting responses. Then once you start getting those responses, then you're interacting with the homeowners and you'll start getting a feel for it. And then you, of course, start looking at your numbers and see if the numbers work. And I waited until I found a full, complete double up. And once I found one that I felt was a full double up, I reached out to Mike. We got on the phone. Shortly after that, next day, closed the deal and signed the lease, and here I am.
Less than 11 days, he's in Jacksonville. Now, he lives in North Carolina, so I want to break down with you guys what rental arbitrage is so you can kind of understand what I've been doing for about 8.5 years, and Lenny's brand new. He was thinking that he actually needed to purchase a property to get into Airbnb, and I said, look, this is what I teach. I teach rental arbitrage, and all that is this. We're going to go find a property on Zillow. We're going to find a furnished property on Zillow. And then what we're going to do is we're going to contact landlords with a script that I have that I've been using for many years. It's basically bulletproof. Landlords are going to be eating out of your hand to do business with you. So you send out the scripts. I've located 16 cities in America with over 20,000 cities. And I said, these are the best ones for you can start your Airbnb business in. Okay, I looked at seasonality. I looked at investability. I've looked at, profitability, all the different metrics to say these top cities, these 16 cities, I would start my first Airbnb in, okay, in 2023. And this will carry over to 2024. So basically what happened is this. He got in the program with me, and I already had another student, like I said, that he's been working with in North Carolina. The process works like this. You use my script. You send it out on Zillow. It's a numbers game. I'm going to show you. Send out enough scripts. You're going to have about a 10% return of homeowners that are like, hey, tell me more about it. Let's talk more. Then what we're going to do is the three of us got on a call. Me, landlord of this property, and Lenny got on a phone call, and I pitched the deal in person to the landlord and used my credibility, my background, my Airbnbs, whatever they needed to help secure the deal. And I live in Jacksonville, Florida, so it was easy. I popped over, and like I said, he traveled in today to basically see his property. It's an amazing property. And what he's talking about when he says a double is this. By the way, you don't have to purchase anything. We are just renting this. So it is just like Turo, essentially, but we're not purchasing cars. We're not you're going to rent a place. We're going to get the landlord's permission by them signing an addendum that says, hey, it's okay for you to take the property, put it up on Airbnb. That's all we need. Very simple. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get in here. We're going to do some, minor stuff, have the place cleaned, and then we're going to put it up on Airbnb with professional photos. So this is within 8 days, guys. Lenny got his first property in 8 days signed. Okay, there's people that take years. researching their way to basically, paralysis of analysis where it's long. And where what you guys should be doing is just using the process, okay? The B&B blueprint is this. Here's the script. You're going to send it out to Zillow, send it out to about 5 or 6 of the 16 cities that I'm going to share with you. You're going to send out about 10 scripts. Landlords are going to come back to you. Once we check the number in our software and the numbers make sense, when he says a double, this is what it means. Say this property is $2,300 a month. This property needs to bring in a minimum of 2 times the amount of rent payment. So it's $2,300 a month. We're looking for the profit based on guest revenue each month to be $4,600. Now we know that we have a great property, and now we can basically move on to property number 2 in about 30 to 45 days. He's going to move on to property number 2. He'll turn around a year from now. He'll have 10 properties and potentially a six-figure income. So I don't know what job you have, but there's nobody giving raises that is, anybody?
No.
Any jobs that are doing a 100K in a year and basically you can repeat that every year? I don't know any. So here you're your own boss. You work your own hours. I would be lying to you if I spent more than 2 hours a week on the business, right? So I show you how to basically automate everything. And this is just his first start, right? And that's rental arbitrage. It's the easiest way to get in. It's very low entry of barrier financially. And then we just work together and I help you secure the deal based on my credibility. I don't want any part of the deal. Like I don't get any part of this deal. This is just me helping Lenny out, getting him into the deal because I know that, eventually he's going to get a bunch of properties, right? And it's just going to be credibility for me that I helped him and I've got students that are crushing it. And I just do this because I knew that no other Airbnb coach was willing to do the things I was willing to do. The reason I became number 1 in the country is not because there's not other hundreds of Airbnb coaches, but it's doing what the 99% of people were not willing to do. And that is helping what landlord calls closing deals. And actually, because he's in Jacksonville, came out to the property and supporting him to make sure it's set up properly so he can get his first guest. And
Yeah, and the key is really just listen to Mike, follow the program, and just don't overthink things. Don't worry about what you're going to do 3 months from now. Worry about getting the house. Once you're in the house, it's your first house, you're going to get it listed. And if there's anything that is delay-wise or you've got to learn, it's like any business. There's a learning curve. You just learn what you need to do. Mike's going to be there to help you, and it's not that complicated. I think a lot of people overthink things, and this is so simple that your mind is going to say there's got to be something else, and the reality is it's not.
There's not.
Just do it, and if you do it, you will be successful. And that's exactly what I did. Is I started out, and I just went to these 16 cities, and every day as I had time in the morning before I went into the office or at lunchtime.
by the way, he works a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I work full-time.
It's a full-time job. This isn't what he's doing full-time.
Yeah.
So
I actually run 3 different businesses, full-time businesses, and I'm able to still find the time to do this. So it's literally, you could just
pick the
5,
16
10 minutes
cities.
here, boom, 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 boom. You do it real quick, and you wait until you get responses. And then you're dealing with the homeowners at that point, and you're looking for that right deal. It's all about the numbers, man. Just send it out. It'll happen.
You're going to get, like you said, it's a numbers game. So you send out 10 scripts, one person's going to come back. The 10% owners are going to come back. Remember, these owners of these properties, they want to rent their property. Properties that have been listed for a little bit longer. You have a little bit more leeway with them because they haven't been able to rent it, so they're looking to get it rented. So when we send the script to these guys, these homeowners, they are looking to do business. You don't have to own anything. The coolest thing about rental arbitrage, I want to make sure that I hit on this point, is that we're just renting. If you've ever rented a house before in your whole life, which you probably rent now, or maybe you own whatever, but if you ever rented somewhere before, you're 90% there of this business. All he did was just rent this place. Yeah. He rents it, gets their permission, landlord signs off an addendum saying it's okay for us to take pictures and put it up on Airbnb, vrbo, bookings.com. That's it.
Yeah, it's basically that's it. They didn't even request an application from me.
We're doing it under his LLC, which as part of the program, I'm going to help you out with your LLC, make sure it's structured right and completely complimentary. But yeah, they didn't do an application with him. They didn't check his credit. He could have a 300 credit score. Makes no difference, right?
Yep. They didn't even look at my credit. Didn't ask my employment history. Didn't ask how much income I had. They just basically talked to me and wanted to make sure who I was. And I used, matter of fact, Mike's email or Mike's website because they
For
asked
credibility.
for a website for credibility, wrote them a check for the deposit, and they're happy as can be.
So this is the process, guys. If you're thinking about rental arbitrage, first of all, don't overthink it. Just follow the blueprint. You sit there and literally, I give you the exact script that's worked for the last 8 years. Just continue to use the same thing. Take the script, go to Zillow, send out 10 to 15 a day. It should take you no more than 10 minutes a day. If it spends you more than 10 minutes to copy paste 10 of these, then you've probably got an AOL account and you're 75 years old. Other than that, you should not be spending more time than 10 minutes. Basically, and then you're going to get people to respond back to you. The homeowners are ready to do business. And then the three of us are going to get on a call. You, me, landlord. I'm going to use my credibility, help you guys get the deal. And now you got your first place. After that, it's going to be just rinse and repeat. Like, he's going to move a little bit quicker than most people. But I think that, by 6 months from now, he'll be able to walk away from what he's doing right now at a six-figure income.
That's my job. My goal is to be able to have that option if my existing company, something happens in this crazy marketplace that we're in, it's no big deal. I've got this backup plan, and I don't have to sweat that.
Right.
So it does definitely work. There's great opportunities out there. And, the thing is that you also don't have to do it in your backyard. You also don't have to do it in a ski resort or on a, lake somewhere.
Right.
Because that's what everybody thinks initially is,
For
I
Airbnb.
got to have it at a ski resort, or I got to have it on a lake. And
Yeah.
that's not the case. People are using short-term rentals for many different reasons. They got a relative in the hospital. They're using short-term rental. They got a kid going to college. They're going to stay in a short-term rental. So there's so many different reasons to use the short-term rental that don't limit yourself by what your mind tells you you have to do. It does not have to be in a specific geographical location to be successful. Mike's system will do the comps for you. It'll help you determine that the value is there, and you just move forward.
Crazy enough, and I didn't tell this to Lenny. He didn't. This house right here next to us is an Airbnb.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking about here and here are Airbnbs. So they're everywhere. Like he's saying, you don't have to. We're not on a river. This place, the revenue is sick on this thing. It's over a double on the rent. Okay, he's going to make good money every single month, and this is semi-passive income. He might work 2 hours a week on this at most in the beginning. I'm going to show him how to automate it. Use 2 softwares, and basically that's going to automate the cleaners. That's going to automate his guest communication, and it's simple. And now, like I said, in 6 months from now, if he follows the system, if something ever happened, he just had a whole division cut. Where he was at right now, his whole division cut. There was a whole. I'll let you tell them real quick.
Totally out of my control. We came in Monday morning, and a huge organization bought my company out, bought the whole division that I worked for, and canned everybody at corporate. Luckily, they didn't can us because we do such a good job. They wanted to keep us, my division, to basically learn how to run what I do. And so when that happened, it was really a wake-up call to me. It was like, I need to find an additional source of income to replace my primary income, not because I'm worried about losing my job today, but I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And I would rather have a backup plan already in place as opposed to suddenly waking up Monday morning and being 54 years old and unemployed.
Bingo. You nailed it. So I'm going to say one last piece of advice. If you guys are thinking about something that could generate, extra income, if you're thinking about something that, maybe you want to have as, a backup in case something happens, this is fun. It's a great, great opportunity to get into. It's a hot trending market right now. A lot of people are doing short-term rentals. You got to get in. I got in early in 2015, and I thought that was actually late at the time because Airbnb had been around, for 5-10 years before that. And so here we are now at the end of 2023. And it's still on fire. So don't think about it. Don't overthink about it, okay? If you got a little bit of money, I'm going to help you. By the way, he didn't pay his first month of rent here. You guys work with me, you're not paying your first month of rent, okay? Another thing you're not going to do is we're helping you find furnished properties. This is completely furnished, okay? So that money right there is now we can get this property up and listed on Airbnb VRBO. And that money that comes in, he doesn't have to pay rent out of it. So great opportunity, guys, for you guys, and I just want to leave you with this one last thing is this. There's a lot of people out there that are teaching this. Okay, you got to find somebody that's willing to go above and beyond. And I'll tell you this, a lot of people, when you're talking about the space, and I know all the top people in Airbnb that are teaching this, is you're not going to find somebody that's going to be more communicative, have access to me directly. You're going to be dealing with somebody's employees. And that was one thing that I put in the program. I said, look, if I'm going to have people that are coming to me, I want them to deal with direct with me, and I wanted to have that relationship. And that was how doing that and doing the landlord calls and getting you into your deal. I have a guarantee you're going to get a deal in less than 30 days. Literally everything. Money back guarantee, 30 days if you don't have a key in your hand. So the only reason I can make that commitment and that type of crazy offer is because I'm the one that's getting on the phone with the landlords and helping you close the deal. That's just being part of the program. So yeah, I wanted to do this video with you guys. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it with everybody you love who could actually use this. It's very easy to get in. We try to keep the method of KISS. Keep it very simple, stupid, right? Just keep it simple, guys. It's very simple. Rent a property, get the landlord's permission. I'll help you find a great property where the numbers make sense in a great market, and that's your first property. And then we're going to scale. And every 30 to 45 days later, we're going to be picking up another property. Eventually, you'll turn around, you'll have 10 properties, and you'll be rocking and rolling crazy. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Lenny.
Thank you.
Congratulations to him, man. Picked up his first property in 8 days. Unbelievable. And can't wait to see what's going on with the future. If you guys need me at all, reach out to me. And I'll put my phone number and connection in the comment section for you guys. God bless. Be safe. Thanks, man. Bye.